Hello guys and welcome to another video. So today I am visiting London and I am taking a look at the best bookstores in town. But before that, really quick, let's hop on to breakfast. After a full English breakfast, we popped into the British Museum for a quick visit, and I was surprised to find a full-on library at its center, probably the only thing that's not stolen. The library is a huge circular room under a beautiful dome covered in high windows. There are two-story, floor-to-ceiling bookcases, and every single one is packed to the brim. The lighting is very soft and super cozy, since most of it comes from its skylight, and it was, of course, raining that day. There were desks for reading, but there was no one on that side of the room when we went, so I'm curious to know who's allowed back there. After that, we walked to the biggest Waterstones in London. Our first stop is Waterstones, and in typical London fashion, it is raining cats and dogs, so I'm really looking forward to sitting there being cozy and looking at all the books. There are a ton of Waterstones in London, but this one, the one in Piccadilly Circus, is a must-see. I personally visited the week of the release of Onyx Storm. To tell you the truth, their love for Onyx Storm was only rivaled by their love of unofficial Taylor Swift books.
It's clear what book is popping off right about now. This is insane.
However unofficial they were, the corner was pretty cozy, and I did like the vinyl player they added. It was a nice touch.
Do you think those are official?
No.
They don't have the official photo book for the Era store.
A very good reason why you should go to Waterstone is that Waterstone always has special deals. It's usually in the contemporary and romance sections. Every single time that I go to a Waterstones, I end up falling for it.
Wow. This is actually insane.
Not to be outdone by YA romantasy, this store also had a huge Paddington display. To be fair, they also had other children's books, like this one my brother thought was Percy Jackson. And they also had some other classics like Captain Underpants. Truth be told, Waterstones knows its audience because there was a whole wall of tote bags on display. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that this was the best Waterstones to see, and here's why. It has 5 floors with anything you could want, from romance, fantasy, thriller, graphic novels, manga, and YA to children's books and cookbooks. So we walked around the ground floor a little bit more and checked out some of the new additions for classics, and afterwards we decided to walk up to the first floor looking for some romantic fiction. At least I was. I'm pretty sure my brother just tagged along because previously I had allowed him to stay for a whole hour at the Lego store. I think this is common to every single Waterstones that I've ever visited, but everywhere you look, there are little display tables in between shelves of books, and inside scoop, here is where you find the hyper-specific book recommendations and the 2-for-1 deals. So if you don't want to spend money you don't have, just stick to the bookshelves. If, however, you're a crazy book collector like I fear we all are, then this is the place to go. All in all, if you're lost and you don't know what book to read next, then I definitely recommend checking out these displays. If nothing else, they're at least very aesthetic. They feature the prettiest covers of all. Plus, they mostly feature bestsellers, so if you don't know what gift to give someone, just look around and get them one of those. The bookshelves are, of course, also a great source of inspiration, and I personally love how some of the covers are facing outwards, because I'm sorry, but I love judging a book by its cover. It's actually one of my favorite hobbies. The workers also handwrite book recommendations or synopsis of their favorite books on the bookshelves, and I always enjoy reading them. But wait, I have to admit, even Waterstones has flaws. Try not to act too surprised.
Oh my god. It's not a sticker. I actually hate this. Look, it's not a sticker. It's the previous book. You can't get it off.
I don't like that either.
Oh god, I hope they don't all have that.
Spoilers, they did. They really did. So we looked at a bunch more classics and found this truly beautiful, beautiful edition of The Great Gatsby, as well as a stunning version of Little Women. After looking at every single book on this floor, we decided to head up to the second floor, where we headed straight for the children's section. And if you follow me, you know what I was looking for. That sounded way creepier than I intended that to sound. I am so sorry. I will be releasing my formal apology video next week. This is what I was actually looking for.
Might I say the best section? I am looking
This cover's really nice.
for the next one. Yes, it is. For the next one in this one. So if you find it, let me know. But should I buy this one? No, that's the question.
It's really pretty.
Do a review for us. Let us see.
It's heavy.
It is.
Oh, it's got a map.
Map of Camp Half-Blood. This is another edition of the Lightning Thief that I think came out
got
to promote
cool
the show. Edges?
Edges, whatever.
Like margin, yes.
Yeah.
So exciting.
What's on the back?
There's
Another
like
map?
something over here.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
Poseidon with his Hawaiian shirt. Iconic.
There's like different drawings of the
And
gods.
illustrations. Very cool.
Oh, and there's a map of the US.
The US, everywhere they visit on this
That's
quest.
nice.
And I love, did you see the tagline?
Halfway I've got all hero.
So, what do you grade it?
9 out of 10. It's
pretty
pretty
good.
cool.
Let me know down below if I should get this edition. Or if you want, maybe you could just buy it for me? Have it sent to my house? I would love that. Another bit of honesty here. I don't think I've ever seen such a large variety of books for children ages 9 to 12 in my life. Truth be told, middle school me would have been living if I had had access to these many books written and meant for me. At those ages, I would have never stopped reading in 7th grade. Yeah, there, I said it.
Oh my god.
What?
How does this work? Because that's a graphic novel, basically.
Oh, it's an audiobook.
But isn't, like, most of the fun in the pictures?
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
let's see if we can find the 7th Percy book. Like Dora the Explorer. Can you see it? They have like 9 shelves of 9 to 12 fiction, and they only have the 1st and 7th book in the series. But not in the edition I want. They just, they have Chalice of the Gods. Not my day. Never mind. I just found it. Oh my god, is that for the show? It's a bit ugly, not gonna lie. It doesn't really say anything about it. But what is this? British covers, you will always be famous to me.
It's horrible.
It is. Look at these. These.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Sorry, very bad.
British people must hate the King Chronicles and Trials of Apollo. I don't think I would have read the books if they looked that ugly.
There's Magnus Chase over there.
Yeah. Let's check him out. Still terrible. This is also one of those cases where it has something that's not a sticker,
Oh, it's the movie.
but it's worse because it's not a prequel or a sequel. It's
the movie that came out a long time ago.
2018. And how was it? Do you remember?
Kind of bad.
It was terrible. It was terrible. One of my favorite books and one of the worst movies ever.
By the way, I'm still wondering why The Darkest Minds was in the children's section and not YA, as well as this next book.
This year, we're finally getting the graphic novel.
Oh, yeah.
2 years after the announcement. Can't wait. Because these covers, honestly, aren't it.
To no one's surprise, while we were scouring this floor, we found yet another display of Onyx Storm on a floor it frankly had nothing to do with. Why would you have Onyx Storm right next to the children's section? Because I read both of those demographics.
I'm starting to think they might want us to read this book. Picking up on that.
No one can ever say that your girl doesn't have range. So after spending about an hour in Waterstones, I decided to walk to our second bookshop, which is conveniently also located on Piccadilly Street, just a short walk away. Our second stop is Hatchards, the oldest bookstore in the United Kingdom, and apparently the official booksellers to the royal household. What a fun fact that I 100% know that you weren't aware of. I wasn't even aware of that, and I'd been there before. Hatchards Hatchards is a beautiful 5-story bookshop that has been there since 1797. And the fact that it has survived both world wars and everything in between is crazy. And I don't think that I have to convince you that this bookstore is definitely worth a look. The inside is super cozy, everything is made of warm wood, and every floor but the ground floor is carpeted, which is of course the most British thing ever. You will not see carpet in any other European countries. The shop is littered with books. They even have displays up the stairs, just in case you feel like picking up a book while you go up the stairs to find another book. They also have special hardback sections for crime, fiction, by author, and even a whole section for just Agatha Christie novels, as they should. This is where I expose myself as never having read a single thing written by Agatha Christie. Something I discovered during this trip to Hatchards is that it's a little bit like IKEA, because it's so huge that the corridors have signs telling you what you'll find at the end of them. It's actually quite like a maze in there. You might enter in classic fiction and appear in detective fiction all of a sudden, which truthfully is a very good way of forcing someone to expand their reading horizons, simply because you can't find your own genre in this huge ass maze. But as he said, you just never know what's gonna be right around the corner, like this audiobook section. Please be honest with me, am I the only one who didn't know that they sold physical copies of audiobooks at bookstores? I can't be, right? I'm not particularly a fan of detective fiction. However, this collection was so extensive that when I saw a book with Mount Fuji on the cover, I was really tempted to get it. Yeah, this is the part where I gush about my trip to Japan in March. I'm so excited. If you've been, please leave the recommendations in the comments. So yeah, I grabbed the Mount Fuji book and I decided to carry it around the store until I made a decision. Stay tuned till the end to find out what happened. So carrying this book around took me to the second floor, where we continued our quest to find a copy of Wrath of the Triple Goddess in a probably non-existent format, if I'm being honest. Also, if you have a copy of the Wrath of the Triple Goddess in the format that I want, please send it to me, please.
And it is not here either. Oh, yeah, no, I don't love it. This is the only one they have. I want this, but like this. I don't think it exists though. Oh.
Ooh.
Now a major film. Agreed?
I mean,
it's a major
it was
something.
major. A long time ago.
Read by Walter Lewis. For a second I thought it said Walker Scobell. I was like, good for him. Quick ranking of the Percy Jackson British covers. What do we think?
Terrible.
This is, look at that. At least he's wearing orange and an armor, so I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But it's too shiny.
It's very bad.
Why are British covers for like young children always shiny? Well, at least there's Annabeth, and look at her.
I mean,
Arachne.
all of these covers have like the same formula.
I'll
and it's not good.
give this one credit because Annabeth is not usually on the cover for Mark of Athena, although she should be.
Yeah.
What about
This one's the worst.
This makes no sense. Is that Tartarus?
It looks like Hades.
Yeah, and they look like they're in a young, like, dystopian movie from the 2010s, and it's not a look. Number 5, the worst one.
Too many
Who
characters.
has this weapon? Literally
Is
looks
that
like a
Piper?
saw. I don't know.
I think that's Piper.
A hammer and a chainsaw. Leo has a chainsaw, which I guess iconic. It looks like Logan Lerman in the second movie with this terrible haircut. So, not the best. And then just do this one.
I don't like when they show their faces.
No, I like it better when they're like silhouettes or they're turned around. So 0 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Not very good, is it?
Not at all.
What is this?
Oh.
Bring it down, bring it down.
Oh, it's really big.
I can't believe this isn't teenage fiction. It's so much more. Is it the book?
It's
But
illustrated.
like a huge edition?
Oh,
Ooh, I love that.
I want to see the
Font.
illustrations.
Whoa.
Ooh, black and white.
I don't think of this book and think illustrated edition. It's a
Yeah.
bit dark. Oh, does it show like teenagers being murdered?
It better. Ooh, that's
Oh.
Thresh. Yeah, Thresh.
What? Oh, flashback.
Oh, this is like. That's Pia.
Oh, decorated like cake. Very nice.
It matches the aesthetic of the movie, I guess. I mean, of the book.
I have to buy the Ballad of Songbirds
Yeah, we
and
have not read
Snakes.
that one.
And I'm definitely buying the next one because it's coming out in 2 months.
Hey, Mitch.
Yep.
Amongst other curiosities in the store is this very intense wolf book cover, this shrine to the Harry Potter books, and honestly, do we really need 10 different editions of each book plus an illustrated version? Don't look at my Percy Jackson collection. Plus a list of future events which included a talk about translation that I would have probably loved. Surprise, surprise, I ended up getting the Murder at Mount Fuji book plus an illustrated book of bread recipes. I have absolutely no clue what the Murder at Mount Fuji book is about. It's originally in Japanese from the, quote, Japanese Queen of Crime, unquote. I would have truly loved to stay in London for a week and take a look at some other iconic bookstores, like this one here, or this one here, or this one here. They were all on my list, but unfortunately, we had walked 35,000 steps the day before and still hadn't managed to see everything on our list. Plus, we had a flight to catch, so we made our way to the airport where we made our last stop at W.H. Smith. If you have ever traveled to England, you know there's one at every airport, and if you're a reader, it's definitely worth a visit. W.H. Smith has travel guides, children's magazines, a best-selling children's book section that was surprisingly well-stocked, general adult fiction, a section for business, if that's your cup of tea, not judging, except I really am, several bestseller shelves, a section with airport exclusives, and of course, they just had all the Fourth Wing books for half price and many other bestsellers with a buy one get one for half sale. Yeah, the airport really knows what it's doing. It actually even had a TikTok made me buy it section full of Colin Hoover books, which I think speaks for itself. Also, I love some of the books on this section, but the fact that they're in a section called TikTok made me buy it makes me never want to look at those books again. That is it for this video. Please leave a like if you liked it, comment down below if you have been to any of the bookstores that we visited during this video, and let me know which other bookstores I should hit up the next time I have the privilege to travel to London. Subscribe if you haven't already and click that bell button so you get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos just like this every single week, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Cheers!